Yeah, look at that. Solar perfect day. 34.4 kilowatts. The batteries are in float. It's dropping down a bit now because the sun's going down. It's 4:30. 4:30 in the afternoon. I've gone back to MPP Solar Patrol. And my inverter seems to be fine after last night's shenanigans with the deep fryer. Won't be doing that again. It's good to see it wasn't a pip fault, although they do. The pips are 2400 watt continuous use, I believe is the wording that they used. Well, if you use 2400 watts continuously, the thing had burned to the ground, I reckon. She's too hot. Ambient temperature, as by the temperature here, where is it? The temperature here last night when it happened, it was under 30 degrees, the ambient temperature inside the cabinet. So anomaly, just can't do that. I'll just put down to can't do that, but that's fine. I'm happy with that. So 180 days, 6 months I've been running my PIP inverter. I must say I'm pretty happy. I've got a little list because I ramble far too much. I should put my face on. No, I'm not going to put my face on. It's ugly. It's unshaven. But anyway. What would I have changed? 6 months later, 6 months down the track, if I could go back and do it all again, what would I do? Definitely would have got an MPPT inverter. I think I've mentioned it, may have mentioned it. I would have rathered the MPPT version of the PIP, the 2424. But in hindsight, no, I like the idea of having a separate unit to charge the batteries. It sort of keeps the heat out of, well, after last night, keeps the heat out of them, and yeah, I don't mind that PCM 60X. And the dollar, and I didn't pay any more for both of them, so combined either way, I just would have got better solar production up until this point. So if I was going to do it again, and I was on a limited budget, and the budget's the kicker, I have a self-imposed budget. I could spend more, the wife may kill me, but I could spend more, but I don't want to. I want to do this cheap. I want to have fun with it. I want to play with it. I want to fucking learn. Learning, that's a good thing. Because I'm sick of looking at computers and more computers and computers that are pulled apart and Xboxes and PlayStations and Wii's and friggin' crap that I do every day. So this is my toys. So no, it wouldn't have changed the inverter. If I had the money, I would have gone the MPPT from the get-go. But I like my decision with the PWM and then adding the other inverter later when I had some money. And I also got it cheap. 250 bucks delivered. Thank you very much. Vic Hybrid Solar gave me that for that price. It's a second-hand one, but that's fine. What else have I got on my list? Fuses. For God's sake, buy a good one. I've spent too much money on cheap fuses, trying to do it cheap. Well, that's one place I shouldn't have cut corners, but I did, and I slapped myself upside the head. But anyway, if you're going to do it, buy some good fuses, buy some good cables from the get-go. It'll pay off in spades. Something I learnt about MPP versus PWM, especially with your panels that you buy from eBay. Now, I got 9 panels and I didn't pay more than 300 bucks for 9 panels, and I searched for a long time to get them that cheap. But with the PWM controller, because they're 36 volts, you only got 30 amps charging max. 32 I think I got. With the same panels configured in 3 lots of 3 in series parallel, I now get 60 amps. I get double the power from the same panels. So if you've got the money, go an MPPT. If you don't, go the PWM and enjoy the ride. Double check things. A lot of my issues have been because I've been busy with work, and I see something and I go and try and fix it, and then I get into it, and then I fix it, and then I research it on three or YouTube videos, and then I go and try and fix it, and then I run back and do some more work. It doesn't work. Double check your work. This is one of my own pet hates about myself, as I just rip into it. Right, it's done. Right, fuck, next, let's go. It doesn't work. I found out the other day when I was thinking that my freezer was using a lot of power. What I had no, it wasn't my fault, I'll blame somebody else. But look, there was 1/3 of my batteries that weren't hooked up. Yep, I fucked up. 1/3 of my batteries. My 225 amp hour batteries weren't hooked up. I hooked up the battery sense to it for the what do you call it, for the PWM60X, but I forgot to hook up the positive lead. Now that doesn't mean I'm still not happy with the fridge, because the fridge still draws an absolutely enormous amount of electricity. On the upside, the wife is happy and the water's cold. Nah, I'll deal with the electricity. So double check your work. My God, nearly all of my problems have been my problem. None have been from hardware, the PIP or the PCM60X. It has all been stuff that I either have done and done cheaply, or haven't done properly, i.e. putting the battery cable back on. And what I mean by doing it cheaply is the panels on the roof. I had them all hooked up with Y branch connectors, and there was too much amps going through it, and I was burning them up. That wasn't really my fault, but maybe I could have done that better from the get-go. So 180 days in. Let's have a look what we've got here. I didn't put any thought whatsoever. I had it up, now it's gone. We're going to have. Well, I'm not even going to bother getting this in post edit, because I'm just going to throw it all up. I am looking for a Excel spreadsheet called cost. Look at that, cost. So my total spend at the moment is $2,039. There we go, $2,039. If I had bought everything retail, over $8,000. I have shopped around. I have been very lucky, especially with the batteries and a lot of the conduit and fittings and stuff like that, and the solar panels. So I have got a reduced cost. I reckon, I worked out last night, I used about 5 kilowatt hours. I was only calculating it earlier at 3.5 kilowatt hours per night, but I used about 5. So mine's the top one there. So 5 kilowatt hours at 25 cents, $1.25 a night. That cost me $2,039. That's 1,631 days to repay it. That's 4.46 years. That's an awfully long time to actually repay it. So there's no, and I've said this before, reward for effort. Geez, it's fun, and screw the rest of it. The money's nice and cheap, and probably spend more if I drunk, I guess. But if you're doing this properly, like I know there's a lot of people do, and a lot of people need to do it properly. I didn't need or want to do it properly, and if I had have done it properly, it would have taken me 6,619 days, 18 years to repay it back. That's if none of that died. But then again, that 18 years, obviously you've got better batteries, so you're probably going to get way more than 5 hours out of it per night. You probably easily get double that, so you might be able to call that, say, 10 years. But still, that's an awfully long time, considering most batteries have a 10-year lifespan. So that is my story. If I worked out, based on 5 kilowatt hours a night, where's my little calculator? So 5 kilowatt hours per night times 180 days, which is 6 months, I think. Anyway, I'm working at 180 days, so it's 900. And times that 900 by 1.25. I did that wrong, didn't I? Let's try that again. So we've got 900 days, no, 900 kilowatt hours times 1.25 equals No, I did it wrong again. 900 times 0.25, which is 25 cents per kilowatt hour. $225 in 6 months. So that's all I've saved from my system. So it's still an immense amount of fun, but it doesn't save you very much money. So if you're going to be doing this, I'm basically doing this video because I want to show to people, the new people like myself, like 18 months ago, 2 years ago when I started playing with solar, how much it's going to cost, whether it's worth it, what mistakes I've made, etc, 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 and how much you can expect to make from it. So that $225 is an extremely realistic quantity I've saved, which, you know, that's horrible, really. I mean, come on, let's face it. I did work it out somewhere. Let's see if I can put this down again, minimize that down, open up that again. My little power bill calculator. I am 32 days into my bill, and that one there, the new Energex, so my actual bill is $95.90. So I've saved $155 on my bill. That's the blue one down the bottom. Now the purple is $251, and that is what energy I've saved from my MPP. So 35.22 in 32 days. It also takes into account a $40 connection fee. And by the way, I've had an average daily cost of $3 for my electricity, which still is expensive considering I got an $80 hot water bill. You need to see it in context. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so $21.04 is my energy that I've used from the grid in 30 days. I've used $80 worth of hot water. The power company has paid me $29 to sell electricity back to them, and I've created $74.12 from. I've used $74.12 worth of electricity from my solar panels, and then you add $35 to it. So my bill should be $251.69, but it's actually only $95. That's not so bad. It's pretty good actually. 32 days. It used to be around $300 a month. I've got a lot more frugal since then. Anyways, this is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever spoken on camera, and it's going to take me an awfully long time to upload it, but that's all good. Any questions, concerns, or whatever else, you want a copy of my my little power bill calculator? It's only good for Aussies, I guess. But if you're any good with Excel, you can work it out. I've tried adding a of what is all color coded and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh, what is my daily supply fee? 3. I have to fix that. That means that's wrong. Anyways, doesn't matter. So yeah, comments, concerns, otherwise, let me know. If you want any of my Excel spreadsheets that I use, or any questions about the software that I use, please feel free to ask. My wife gets driven crazy with me talking about all this, and that is my primary reason for putting stuff up on YouTube, is because I get to talk to other people with similar interests. I can guarantee you my wife would rather me spend $2,000 on whatever and not this, but that's my choice, not hers. So yeah, thanks for the chat, guys. Have fun. Comment, rate, subscribe, whatever you do. I don't give a shit. I'm out of here. Cheers.